You are probably experiencing an emotional winter when it comes down to building habits. Maybe you're not satisfied with your performance because you wanted to implement some positive habits and this just didn't happen, or you backlashed, or maybe you're not satisfied with the negative habits that creeped into your life. And that's why you're experiencing this emotional winter. But don't you realize, do you hear that? The birds are here. Spring is just around the corner, and spring is the period of preparation. When it's autumn, you want to pick the crops and pick your success. But you need to do something in spring and summer to make sure that you can actually then harvest, right? So what we're going to do here in the next 3 videos, it will be only about half an hour. I gave a seminar about habits and I really put the most juicy information into those 3 videos that actually helps you, based on psychology and scientific articles, to raise the probability that you actually build a habit, and to also make it more sustainable, because a lot of people 1 year later, they just backlash and they're back at where they used to be before. It's a tricky endeavor, and I challenge you to take your time here if you're really serious about that. It's just half an hour watching videos, half an hour thinking about yourself, what kind of strategy you want to use, how do you want to change that. And this 1 hour really improves the probability for about 75%. So if you're serious about this, just take your time. I know it's emotionally difficult watching a guy standing in nature talking for about half an hour, 10 minutes each video about roughly. There are a lot of other videos which are more fun, more colorful, more music. But if you're serious about that, really take your time. Now, in the first video here, we're going to understand why we have habits, the inner mechanisms. And don't skip this video. It's as important as the other ones, because you're experiencing a lot of critical moments, I call them, when you're about to backlash, about to do something you don't want to do actually. And if you here have this awareness of what is going on within you, this is so key, really, trust me. So take your time watching this video. In the second video, we're going to talk about practical action steps, how to make a strategy, what is really important to know about building habits. And they are really juicy information. Just by knowing this one sentence, changing your strategy up, already improving your probability to stick with this habit a lot. And lastly, again, you gain some information about how to make a strategy, and we make the strategy together, and this is so key. So watch all those 3 videos, and now we're going to start how to build a habit and what is happening within you. So the key word here is homeostasis, and it just means the maintenance of an equilibrium. So you're having this in your body, 37 degrees, and if it's cold, you're shaking. If it's hot, you're sweating, and those are mechanisms to maintain this equilibrium. So you have that within your body. You also have that, for example, with your friends. Let's imagine your friends and you go every weekend partying and drinking a lot of alcohol. And one Friday night you're saying, hey, what if we just stay in and we cook something healthy, and tomorrow morning we just go to the gym? What would they probably say? You must be some kind of a nut. What is wrong with you? You're boring. And those comments again are as the shaking and the sweating mechanisms to maintain this equilibrium. And lastly, you're also having this, for example, when building habits, because your body wants to keep status quo. They love doing something new. Why? Because new is risky. It's the same with creativity. If you're scared, you're not creative. Why? Because it's risky. You have to face this riskiness of trying something new, coming up with new ideas, coming up with new behavior. Because your body survived until now. Remember that. Your body is made to survive, not made to be successful. So they hate new things because it's risky, and it was okay until now. Now the question is, to look at this from another perspective, why do we have bad habits? I mean, it makes sense to have good habits, keeping this equilibrium, so we save time and energy. But why do we have some negative habits? How did they creep into our lives? I mean, we're talking about this homeostasis, right? Why did negative habits then creep into our lives and change those homeostasis? And I would like to answer this question with a study in psychology, and they love taking rats I don't know why, probably it's just convenient. And they had two groups. One group of rats, they lived in a rat cave. It was really fun, had a lot of friends, cheese, and those wheels where they can run around. And they had water, and water with cocaine. They could drink both, just as much as they would like. And then the second group, they were single rats in single caves, not a lot of fun, not a lot of cheese, no fun things such as walking around this hamster wheel or things like that. And they also had water and cocaine water. And they almost all overdosed and died from drinking too much cocaine water. The other group on the other side, yes, once in a while maybe they tried cocaine water, but they never overdid it. So here again we can apply the concept of homeostasis regarding our happiness level. They were already fine. They didn't need to push their happiness level above because they would be above their homeostasis, right? They are fine with that. They don't need anything more to change their happiness level. But the other rats, their homeostasis level of happiness was really down, so they did everything to make sure that they are back at this happiness level. And then the addiction creeped in. Of course, this is about addiction. Yes, but addiction is just the next level of building a habit, so we can really transfer the study here and think about, wait, why am I chilling on YouTube all the time? Oh, maybe it's because I'm super bored and tired, the combination of bored and tired. This puts me there and I kind of recover watching YouTube videos, but it's also something I feel nasty about after watching random stupid YouTube videos for 1 hour. So then you could think, okay, this negative habit, first of all, is great because it tries to serve a purpose. But I would like to switch that up with a positive one that serves the same mechanism and helps me also recover. Maybe it's going out for a walk. Maybe it's talking with my coworkers. Maybe that's a little bit more emotionally difficult, but I get the same. And maybe you realize sometimes for a week I don't try or I don't even think about YouTube for an entire week because I don't have the time. I was chilling with friends, I had work to do, I was just focusing on other things. This is another evidence for then that your homeostasis level was fine and you didn't need this mechanism at all. So keep this in mind. This is already a tip to build a strategy. Think about a negative habit and think about a positive habit you could build instead, which is related. For example, smokers. I really admire smokers who stop smoking just using their willpower. But maybe they smoked because they were stressed and now they don't smoke anymore. Stress is still there. So after half a year, they either have this ego backlash, smoking again, or they build another negative habit such as overeating, which is also oral, for example. So it's really related, as you can see. So we want to do something stable over years. And that's when you can pick the fruits of the habits, in fact, on the long run, right? So, you know about homeostasis, you know why you have negative habits, how you can change that. That's the key for today. I want you to take 100% responsibility. Say it out loud. I take 100% responsibility. Don't take it away and say, oh, it's because of those people and I got disturbed. Don't tell me you're the victim of life and you can't change anything. You can change your habits, right? You have at least this sort of power of yourself, about yourself. And I would also like you to lean back, relax, don't watch any YouTube video now, not even straight mind videos, and get a big picture view about your life. And what are the most important negative habits you're having right now? And what are the greatest habits you could build at this point in your life to turn your life into something better? Maybe it's meditating, maybe it's reading books, maybe it's studying, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's changing your nutrition in a more healthy way, I don't know. You tell me, right? Because we need this information, what you want to change, so you can actually use the information in the next videos about practically creating this strategy. And yes, maybe think about your most urgent negative habit and what would be the complementary positive habit to this one. Maybe it's not the most important positive habit for you, but you know they need to be complementary. Just think about that. Do it once in a time, not start to build 6 habits because you're so super motivated. This is not going to work. Do it step by step. All right, in the next video, it's going to be summer. Time is running. Spring is never telling you that spring is here. You got to realize it. It will just pass if you don't care about it. And then you're sad again and wondering why in autumn there are no crops to pick, no harvesting that can be done. So take this time. It's spring. It's about to get spring. Use your time. And I will see you in the next video.
Here's what you say. You might work, but